Hello and welcome to the Feckit Fun, Fabulous and Free Eating Disorder Recovery podcast. I'm Helly and I'm here to provide regular bursts of information and inspiration, some neuroscience applicable to eating disorder recovery, perhaps a few rants, but otherwise lots of positivity with a bit of a Feckit attitude, some fun and a sprinkling of fabulousness to help everyone find freedom in recovery. Hi, it's Helly with the Feckit Fun, Fabulous and Free Eating Disorder Recovery podcast. I'm an eating disorder recovery coach working with people in recovery from eating disorders and disordered eating. In today's episode, I want to talk about taking charge of your recovery yourself. Now, very often people with eating disorders do develop a bit of an I can't do it attitude to their ability to recover, or even some take on a victim mindset in which the blame as to what's stopping them from making recovery progress is put at someone else's door. For example, they might say, I can't do recovery now because my partner is not supporting me, or I can't do recovery now because I have to get this promotion at work. There's always this reason for why they can't do recovery at this moment in time. And I'm not saying this as a finger-pointing exercise or calling anyone weak for taking on this mindset towards their recovery, because I certainly did it for many years during my illness, and I think everyone with an eating disorder does this at some time or another. But if you want to recover, the words need to change. So the words I can't have to change. Change I can't to the truth. I'm too scared. I don't want to. Or whatever it is, acknowledge what the truth is. It's not that you can't because you can. What is the truth that's stopping you? If you can do that, you can stop seeing recovery as an impossibility, which it isn't, and start recognizing the truth to what's really stopping you so that you can then address it. Because when you can recognize and accept the truth that starting recovery is a possibility for you, you can then really begin problem solving to work out what you need to do to make the changes to your life to give yourself the best chance at recovery success. Because very often, to get through recovery, we do have to make changes in our lives. Recovery is very hard. It can be a full-time job. So there will be barriers in your life at the moment to recovery. It's working out what those barriers are and which of those barriers you can change. And when you really take on the challenge of recovery yourself and really understand that recovery will never happen unless you really instigate it from within, then you become really proactive in your recovery, and those reasons why you can't are nothing more than obstacles that need breaking down or hurdling over. Because let's face it, it's a sad truth that the perfect set of circumstances are never going to present themselves to you to make recovery a real plain sailing. Life is always there. It's always going to get in the way in some way or another. And even if that thing that you are waiting to not be a problem before you start recovery is no longer a problem, you can bet on your eating disorder's persistence that something else will be. And that something else will be equally as problematic and obstructive, if not more so. Plus, the other thing we all know about eating disorders is that the longer you stay sick, it's very likely the illness will just get stronger, and your strength and your resilience will also be weaker to then push back against it. You're never likely to be as strong as you are now in this moment to do recovery. So please don't keep procrastinating on it. Don't keep pushing it to one side, waiting for the day when the stars will be beautifully aligned to start it. So in your recovery, really analyze what it is that's putting up an obstacle to your recovery. Then work out what you need to do to help you overcome those obstacles and stay on track through the lengthy and difficult process that recovery is. And pull on any resources you can access. Use people, use family, friends, coaches, therapists, whatever you need. Use them for accountability. Use them for thinking partners, if you like. Use them as people to talk to. Use them as people to shout at and scream at and let your emotions out on. Use them for that non-eating disordered stance on things and to help you problem solve and make space in your life to do recovery, because you are going to need all the space you can get. But please, whatever you do, don't delay your recovery any longer. Take back control of your life by being in control of your recovery, and just know that you can do recovery. You can, and the immense fear response and the not wanting to because of X, Y, or Z reasons will slowly improve and disperse as you do recovery despite them being there. And then you get your life to a state that is one in which you want to be alive every day, in every sense, and one where the freedom of life is yours. And you get to choose how you want to live and who you want to be when you're free of the illness. So please don't delay and take charge of your recovery today. So I hope that helps give you a little bit of a push, a little bit of motivation to really go out there, grab hold of your recovery now, problem solve whatever you need to problem solve. If you want to know more about my coaching, you can find out more about that on www.hellybarnes.com. And otherwise, I will speak to you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Feckit Fun, Fabulous and Free Eating Disorder Recovery podcast. Don't forget, eating disorder recovery doesn't have to be boring and doesn't have to be serious. Now go and grab yourself some food and have a fabulous rest of the day.